expect them to not try, or maybe pick it themselves.
I think if they're first pick, they can take it themselves. First pick. Yeah.
Both teams would really like to get their hands on that hero.
So hotly contested. Were we underwhelmed? I mean, you said they haven't played Dota, so I guess your analysis would also be that EG don't necessarily need to change too much of their own hero pool. Is that the discussion to have?
They just need to either ban IO so that the trading isn't so efficient for Liquid, that way they can't just snowball over them, or they needed to pick supports that are better at dealing with it in the first like 6-8 minutes.
The Kunkka and Crystal Maiden were previously brought out. Liquid have not made a single change, but bye-bye IO.
Yeah.
And the tree is brought out by IG.
They don't even want to first pick it. This might be the bans that we see for pretty much all the games, I think, now, upcoming.
Well, at least they tried to fight it one game. They tried.
They did try.
You may be interested to know that in the grand finals of this entire event, this is the first time Evil Geniuses have banned IO. GH has forced them to ban it for the first time.
I guess the other times would be them picking it and their enemies banning it.
It's been banned against them, yeah, it's been banned against them before.
I mean, this hero is very crucial in this matchup because both teams, they have a lot of focus on mid lane. And IO is one of the best supports at playing around mid lane, stacking and snowballing the mid laner.
So they do the Darkseer probably here for Liquid?
Darkseer or Bat Rider? Like
yeah, Darkseer Bat.
Anything that has damage over time.
Maybe Darkseer Night Stalker?
Darkseer Slaughter.
Darkseer Slaughter maybe even, yeah. I actually don't know if they really like the Darkseer Night Stalker, but it's a possibility versus just Stream Protector because how good it is. I think they like having that AoE kind of disabled though with the Darkseer.
Is EG going to still go their same kind of pushing strat thing?
So they do the Darkseer Slaughter.
Are they still going to do maybe a Veno here? So they get banned second phase last game.
Not sure though. They might go back for CM. I think possibly. Not very sure because they seem to like the hero a lot. The hero allows them to play their very very fast-paced lane dominance game. Last game it wasn't possible because they just got wrecked very hard.
They've tended to like leaving their options open, but I do think that the CM is still one of those that kind of leaves the options open. Of course, it shows their supports, but it does leave them to have so many options on the rest of their heroes.
I mean, unless you pick a hero that has like multi-role heroes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they could do, but.
The thing with Trian as a position 4 is he's not a multi-role hero. He's more or less just going to be a support, either a 5 or a 4. Can't really change that much with that hero.
Liquid have not lost a game with Slardar yet.
GH is playing really well in Slar. Getting his levels, getting blinked at a good time.
I mean, the main thing about him getting a blink in the previous game where they had Slardar was because they were winning the team fights, allowed them to allow him. He didn't really try to farm the blink as much. He just got money from team gold, towers, and etc. Oh, that's
Oracle.
Darkseer counter.
Yeah, it's
pretty good against the Slardar. Can remove the corrosive haze. But I'm not sure of Oracle entirely as a hero now.
Yeah, it can remove the corrosive haze, but Slardar is also quite good versus because you ideally want to pick Fate's the Oracle also just for Fate's Edict, so like the negation of magic damage. But Slardar is he just amplifies physical and gives you more physical kind of combo. Yeah. And these two heroes are very like single target kind of damage. It's just the Oracle who deals damage. Tree doesn't really deal too much damage.
In the team fights, however, these two heroes does not provide too much in terms of damage. That's why the general combination with Trian would be CM because at least CM can actually do some amount of good damage if you're allowed to just cast your ultimate for a long time.
Yeah. How direct of a counter is Oracle for Darkseer?
It's really good in the lane, because usually what you'll do is spam 2 Ion Shells on the creep wave, but they're grouped together, and Oracle's Purge ability is a AoE. So if you just nuke the double Ion Shell, the lane becomes normal, and Darkseer normally needs to push that lane to get a fast 2 that is survivable.
Yeah,
understood.
So you have to play around it different ways, like separate the Ion Shells.
They banned Bloodseeker though, and they are a team who consider Bloodseeker as a counter towards DP.
And DP with Slardar is incredibly powerful. Corrosive Haze. Yeah, the Fortune's End on the Oracle also works really well against the Darkseer Surge. If he's trying to just book it out of there, you can purge the Surge off.
I like the Huskar ban though. Making sure that there's nothing that can catch them out, because right now they're feeling really comfortable with their opening, and for some reason, like in Liquid shoes, they would think for some reason the Oracle has been picked, not only just for the Darkseer.
Yeah.
There might be a cheese coming in or some combination of heroes. So making sure that they're not going to be caught out by some Oracle Huskar. There's still other combinations, like, but this one might be the ones that are more harder to deal with.
They banned the Void.
Enchantress.
It's a really good hero for pressuring lanes at the start of the game.
Oh my god.
It's actually so good versus Oracle and Tree.
Their two supports actually can't do anything towards Enchantress. I mean, this is one of the things where when you don't have a CM, all this Chen Enchantress early game, oh my god. You can't really do much to the creeps. So basically what's going to happen right now is they're going to try to, maybe if they can, block as much camps as possible against the Enchantress, and they need to scout her out. Because wherever the Enchantress goes, she's just going to destroy that lane. There is nothing the Treant and Oracle can do against the Enchant and the creep.
Yep.
We've only seen one Enchantress from Liquid the entire tournament. It was actually versus LFY.
I would say the only way that Tree Oracle are good in this case is that they can at least heal up their allies, so they can kind of negate the Enchantress gank a little. But
I'm worried they might have the same problem like the last game. They won't be able to play Dota at all because the early game will be so hard.
Yep.
I'm just worried that might happen.
Did Kuroki play that last Enchantress?
I'll get that for you.
I'm pretty sure he did, because that's his like roaming style. So I'd assume so. Batrider being picked up for Universe.
I mean, at least they're trying to figure things out, how to at least have heroes that can deal with the pressure. Batrider doesn't really mind too much if Enchantress goes to his lane.
Yeah, maybe they're also like, they're trying to put their own kind of pressure, right? Tree Batrider, they can maybe just accept the fact that their safe lane's going to be a nightmare and then just put pressure on the opposite one.
It's about who loses their safe lane harder.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was actually GH who
It was GH who played the Enchantress. Yeah. Okay.
So they go for the Juggernaut, pretty much like very solid draft. Good lanes, everything good, got push, got team fight.
It's really good against Tree ulti too.
Yeah.
To get Manta.
Ursa, good counter pick against Juggernaut.
And Enchantress.
Very good, yeah. Very good hero against those two.
Where's it going though?
Sorry?
Where's it going?
I mean, they are just trying to pick like really good matchups if they can survive the laning phase. If they survive the laning phase, their heroes are really good against what Liquid have. The laning phase is going to be the primary problem here. Can they get away with it?
They have burst with the lasso, but EG's team fight still looks incredibly underwhelming.
The last hero probably going to like bind things together. The damage hero.
Mm-hmm.
Still though, how are they going to deal with the lanes though? I'm trying to think about, maybe they need the Batrider. They need the Batrider to go to the right lane as well. Maybe put the Ursa against the Juggernaut.
You went to Ursa versus Darkseer? Just kill the Iron Shell? I guess they've got Oracle to solve that issue, but I feel like you put Ursa where the Enchantress is most likely to pressure. That way, if she gets a little out of position, all you need is Oracle fortunes in.
I actually think you need to do it the other way around. You want the Batrider to go to the Enchantress lane, because the Enchantment, he comes with a creep. It doesn't matter if your Ursa can kill the Ench. You're not going to be able to touch him in most cases.
You can't like get to him.
Yeah, you can't get to the Enchantress. The creep will be in front, like 2 creeps coming in, and what are you going to do? If you're a Batrider, you're going to be able to Firefly, drag the entire creep wave away and stop him from like getting the tower too quickly. But if you're Ursa, you're just basically going to sit down there and you can't do anything.
And you'll get dived eventually after they cut their creep wave.
If anything, you definitely want to avoid that lane. They remove the Razor, like a good lane.
It's the second ban.
Good hero in the lane. Good against Juggernaut. I mean, decent against Juggernaut.
Quap is
pulled
out.
So Quap. They are trying to reduce the lanes that the Enchantress can gank. So Quap is another lane that Enchantress can't really do too much. So it's basically the most problem would be caused on the Ursa's lane. So if they can actually deal with that, block the camps, level 1 TP out smoke, and they have to get good sentries down to block off some of the Enchantress camps, slow her down, and the Treant has to like do like some scout all the time. Make sure that he knows that where is the Enchantress heading and where is the Enchantress going. That would be really crucial for EG's success.
Quap's also good against a potential lone druid mid too, if they end up putting Miracle on Jug. Because even if she gets Savage Ward, she can usually blink to catch up.
Wow. This is going to be...
It's a Liquid draft, yeah. Juggernaut lone druid.
Wow. I'm definitely a bit concerned for EG.
Yeah, I'm really worried. This Enchantress has been a pick that is causing so much problems right now in the draft phase for EG. They need to be very, very careful. I'm not sure if they can actually get away with it in the early game.
This is going to be Sumail's 10th unique hero drawn now, as he takes another, this time a Queen of Pain, for this tournament. Adds another one, double digits. The only heroes he's played twice is Lina and Storm Spirit. So now we see another for Sumail, Mr. Diverse. Is to play with Universe to try and bring home the draw. What are you thinking?
H2O, 2-0, Liquid.
H2O.
Oh, God! Do
wait,
you see the levels to that?
I didn't even get that one. It took me like a couple seconds.
H2O.
Wow. That's a good one.
Fudge nuggets.
I'm
That's
definitely going to go
incredible.
with Liquid though as well.
Yeah.
I agreed that the Liquid draft is better, but I have a feeling that EG is gonna. They're in rage mode now. This is where Sumail plays well. I have a tiny feeling that they're gonna pick this one.
Well, you heard it from Winter, because that is far too smart for something I could come up with. Will it really be H2O for Liquid, or will we see them level it out to 1-1? Let's find out with your casters.
Absolutely, thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, let's find out that game 1, 17 minutes. We don't talk about that. It doesn't count. We're ignoring that one. It was a mess. It was a disaster for EG, and obviously an incredible spectacle for Liquid. Game 2, is it going to end in 17 minutes, Ben?
Well, I don't think it'll end up like game number 1.
Okay.
How to lose Dota in 17 minutes, 101. Now let's give Liquid a wisp.
Yeah.
They first banned it out this phase. They talked a lot about the Enchantress, and that's definitely who we're going to be watching. Hopefully, the Russian ops will be able to follow sprightly fellow.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of movements.
Might be too fast for his camera movements. I don't know.
We'll see, Ben. We will see. Do you agree with the panel the way that the EG saw the Enchantress and they picked her as like the Quap that are kind of able to evade those movements earlier?
The Quap and the Bat Rider. We're more so worried about this Ursa Bear, though.
Yeah, but Mana. The EG Ursa? On the Matuma Man Lone Jump.
I'm worried about him feeding.
Oh, you're worried about Ursa feeding?
Because you mentioned that they drafted 2 heroes to deal with the Enchantress, but there's only one of them that are super vulnerable. I mean, barring the supports, but it's more so that you want to kill the cores. So I am worried about this Ursa Bear. Bear on bear action.
Bear on bear in Russia. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect and more. Yeah, absolutely. We've got it here in this grand finals. Game 2, of course, EG versus Liquid. Here we have it. As we go through the 5 of them. Liquid.
There's none of the crazy cosmetics. Slardar doesn't have the crazy one. Bat Rider doesn't have the C one.
No, everyone's going in vanilla today, Ben.
Sure is.
Apart from Arto, he's got it. He's got the flashy cosmetics. He's got cosmetics to cater for the whole game.
Alpine Ursa.
Alpine Ursa. There we have a Universe on his bat. As mentioned, definitely a hero that's going to be evade some of the action in the lane, but yeah, we'll see how much they put in terms of pressure onto Arteezy this time. And we'll see where EG want to take their lanes. At the moment, it looks like EG are wanting to go aggressive down on the bottom lane with their tri-lane.
I think the Darkseer with the Enchantress might be too much for him, because Darkseer always pushes into the lane, which makes it really, really easy for them to dive with the Enchantress. The only problem now is the Oracle's not matched up versus the Darkseer. So Darkseer is going to get a lot. Darkseer versus Bat Lane, this is a farm on farm lane, but they can't do anything about it.
And what about the mid lane matchup? Lone Druid versus the Quap. Farm on farm, or is there kill potential? Farm on farm.
Very little kill potential. Savage Roar owns.
Bottom lane, bit of a go here onto GH with the root. Zai punching him down. And do you like this decision as well? Why have Liquid taken Miracle to the safe lane and put Matuma mid for this game? What is the matchup they're trying to avoid, or they're trying to find?
Well, Lone Druid versus Quap. There's not that many laners that match up well versus Quap. I would say Lone Druid is one of the best, because your bear is just so tanky and you have a lot of damage. So like Quap's kind of forced to do something in the lane because you're generally going to get out CS. And then, yeah, this does leave the problem where you have 2 melee heroes versus Ursa and a Treant in the bottom lane.
I was going to say, it's looking a bit messy there for Miracle, really.
You might get a chicken kill.
Down.
Look at the chicken on EG. It's sitting right next to T3. It's chilling there. They don't want it to die. Enchantress is one of the best heroes at killing it, because she has a lot of range and very fast move speed early in the game.
Oh, GH in trouble. In fact, there's that range creep blocked him in. Oh, as he can still get around it, but nonetheless, I mean, as you said, just this double melee lane really suffering at the moment. Zai, let's see if he can get the courier, but not quite with the movement speed there. They have brought Kuroki down here though, so Liquid with the 3-man now. We'll see if that's going to make things any better down on this bottom lane in this early stage of the game.
He doesn't have that many camps to work with. He's actually forced to re-enchant his Mud Golem so that he can have some sort of lane pressure right now. He wasn't able to go for the chicken kill, didn't get any bounty runes, hasn't secured a safe lane or the mid lane. So Enchantress seems like a liability, at least in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And talking about not getting any bounty runes, there's Zai stealing GH's from right under his nose there in Liquid's jungle. Mid lane at the moment, Samael certainly having a good time. 12 for 5 against the 6 for 2 of Matuma Man. So outlaning the Lone Druid at the moment in this middle lane. Top lane.
Yeah, he has a double null versus the Quelling Blade. Bear actually has more damage if he times both of his pits perfectly, but Samael usually has the edge in the middle lane.
Bottom lane, Miracle as well, losing out to RTZ in terms of farm. A lot of pressure being put onto this jug. It has to be careful. One route and a couple of swipes will certainly hurt. As again, forced back from the wave. RTZ and Zai keeping full control of this bottom lane.
Keep in mind, this is not the best thing for EG because they...
Oh, in mid lane. Oh, he's going to get the kill in return. At least what GH will be there for it. He tried to save himself with the Savage Draw. At the same time, though, bottom lane is also where the action's happening. Miracle being moved upon, but he does have the salve. But Samael securing that first blood at the least there with that dive and does force a TP rotation from Liquid.
And he bought his bottle before. He had enough time to do so.
So Samael is fine with that.
Samael is very happy with that.
Bottom lane, he doesn't have Blade Fury. They're going to make a move onto him again. He drops down the healing ward. It's not going to save him. As the swipes stack up, Crip with the kill secure. As EG doing infinitely better here in this Game 2 laning stage compared to Game 1.
Infinitely.
Infinitely. I mean, you saw Game 1, Ben.
I did. Just need to last till 17.
This is much better, as we can see. Top 3 CSs at the moment, all over on the side of EG.
Oh, Quap with the haste rune. Oh, no.
This mid lane gets scarier and scarier now.
Yeah, at least he'll be level 5, I think, by the time he attempts for a gank. So the Brute might be able to deal with him at the tower. Got that range creep.
Trying to bring Matuma Man down low with the Shadow Poison, and in fact, bottom lane, the Kuroki just gets nuked down. They close in, the creeps, they can't help him out. The Purifying Flames from Crit. A good answer to the early game movements of the Enchantress, having that reliable nuke.
Oh man, Enchantress has actually committed to a stick this early in the game. Good versus Batrider, but she hasn't been in the Batrider's lane at all. And Enchantress is suffering a lot.
And Samael's going to be so scary this game with this start he's had. Level 6, as she says, still with that haste rune in the bottle. Plays are certainly there for the potential for EG to make. Top lane, Mind Control. Definitely having the lane as what you'd expect, as you mentioned, just trading farm evenly with Universe. Pretty much neck on neck as it comes to the last inning at the moment. GH and Mind Control clearing out some of these jungle stacks as well. So also ensuring that GH gets the levels up. And he himself is able to be a little more useful with the rotations, as we've seen early on. Very hard for GH really to find a place to find his effect felt with the early levels on the Slardar middle lane. Samael getting rooted. He's got that salve. The haste route. And in fact, just turns to harass back the bag. Probably won't look to jump in to kill it, and does have to be careful. GH is sitting around the mid lane.
He's been forced to heal with his bear a couple of times already. And Kuro's looking for somewhere to gank with his Enchantress, but he can't find anything.
Talking about ganking, Zai has his eyes on the middle lane. He's wrapped around. Samael a little low on the mana, so won't have enough for the full combo as such. And looks like Zai doesn't see a good enough opportunity for him to make a move as of yet, until at least he sees the revealing of the rest of Liquid's movements. And bottom lane, they're going to find out pretty shortly. It's Kuroki and GH ready to make a beeline straight in onto Artur. They've got the Troll Trap into the Crush, the Blade Fury as well. It's going to be more than enough to bring down RTZ. Liquid, the successful rotation, claiming the kill onto the Ursa.
Big kill by them. I think Zai was attempting to scout it out, but he actually TP'd to the top shrine, wrapped around behind mid, dropped the ward, and he wasn't anywhere close to the bottom side of the map. I think Tree can nullify a lot of Enchantress's presence in this early game. Although she is one with nature, Treant has the edge.
Absolutely. And as you've said, just certainly the kind of movements we need to start seeing out from Liquid to slow down the force that EG is getting together here in these first 7 minutes. Mid lane is being eyed up by GH. They can get a route that could provide the chance for them to get in. In fact, he may just get the Crush out. Right. Samael holding back the blink. Will still get back, but Kuroki's there, ready and waiting for him with the creeps. and they claim themselves the kill. At the same time, though, Miracle was brought down by the combination of Crit and Ursa. Him and Arteezy having enough lockdown to claim the kill. Mid lane, though, Liquid not stopping the slaughter. They close in onto Zai, creeps around him. Matumba, KuroKy, and GH move in, and they will claim a second out of this.
Finally, Bambi has found her footing, ganking the Quap. That was a perfect positioning by Enchantress there. And you have to wonder whether or not these like EG wards are really doing them any good. Enchantress has not been in the area at all, and that's the main area you're concerned about in this early game. They have one near the T1 on bottom, and then one in between the T1 and T2 in mid. But Enchantress is playing around this bottom bounty rune and rune area, and I don't even think she blew a smoke to catch out Sumail.
A bit of a oh there from the crowd as Miracle does fail the stack. Back down on the bottom river. GH trying to come in to look for the rune, but a lot of control from EG around that area. Sumail with that regen rune in the bottle. Definitely chances for him to make something happen with that. Looks to build up the Veil first. Bottom lane, Arteezy getting some pressure on the tower. GH, the only one around in the neighborhood at the moment. Soaking up that XP, trying to get himself towards the 6. Just have to be careful how close he gets to the bear, and especially with Zai heading down here as well, there could be kill potential here for EG if GH isn't careful enough.
Tree can get his dirty hands on him, but he's way too close to the tower. Or not.
And they've come a little too far away now. There we have, the root is up. He's already used the crush, using the sprint to get himself away, and in fact the TP will spook EG. They'll back away. Mind control in with the rotation. KuroKy's there as well. See if you can grab anyone with a vacuum, but it's not going to be the case. Zai already out, as well as the rest of them, away from that tree line, and EG will avoid this rotation from Liquid.
Tree might have gotten his move speed nerfed, but still with Nature's Guy just way too fast for these jokers.
And instantly as well, Arteezy moving up to the top lane, realizing that Miracle may be a little vulnerable now. They do have Lasso, of course, up on Universe. If they can get a Lasso into the overpower Fury swipes of Ursa, definitely a chance for them to bring down the Juggernaut. And a rotation from Sumail as well could spell something big for EG. He has that TP now sent out to him, so he's ready with the Sonic Wave to react to any sort of plays that Liquid go for near EG's tier 1s.
This is not good for EG though. EG are supposed to be ahead in this part of the game. They have two of their cores are huge lane dominators, Queen of Pain and Ursa, but because of the way that Liquid laned with the low druid in the mid, Queen of Pain can't really win that lane that hard, even though Sumail did get first blood. That's pretty unexpected, and he did die in response.
KuroKy will see if he can play his way out of this one. Sumail does have the Sonic Wave. He's holding on to it at the moment. Doesn't seem to want to expend it just for the Enchantress, and KuroKy will be allowed to walk away. Doesn't want to risk it, especially with Kuro holding on to stick charges in the sort.
Yeah, he's scared that he might have some like ninja creep there. Also, the Hellbear Smasher does a lot of damage. You don't really want to blink into that.
Mid lane, another wraparound attempt there from GH. And just goes for the quick Corrosive Haze, forcing Sumail to back up by the looks of it. Regen up that mana and get himself into a better fighting shape to get to another lane. But this is giving more and more space for Matumba, and indeed, as you said, even though Sumail has that lead, it's not necessarily a massive one. Matumba still certainly keeping up with the farm on this mid lane on the lone druid, and as we can see, EG got a little bit of a slight lead very early on, but it's evening out, and Liquid with in fact the edge in experience at the moment.
So both teams are about to get a big team fight. We see the Blink Dagger 300 gold away on the Bat Rider, and then we see the mech also about 300 gold away on the Darkseer. So things are going to start erupting quite quickly. Matumba Man probably going to go for a Midas, but I think he's the only guy that's going to go for a farming item this game on Liquid.
There's little GH trying to sort of tease Sumail away with the crush potential. Crit hiding in the trees, but I believe it was spotted out by KuroKy's neutrals as he moved them across. Crit and Zai now here looking to hold. They want to try and do something with the Sonic Wave. In fact, they just pop it straight up. Does catch KuroKy, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. GH now comes back in with a response, gets the crush, and secures the chance for KuroKy to finish off the tier 1 with the creeps. Universe comes across a little too late as he doesn't find the chance to find that lasso, and that's going to be towered down in the middle lane. Sonic Wave used to at the end of the day, getting no kill at all, and that was with EG having 4 members around the middle lane, and they couldn't stop the push from Liquid.
And now Liquid have to be much happier about their Roche contention capabilities. I think they have good scouting with the Enchantress creeps who you don't really care about their lives at all. Just throw them in the pit, scout Roche out, and the main thing you have to worry about is his Bat Rider. He just got his Blink Dagger. He was trying to farm in the last fight, and Liquid knew that the timing was around perfect for them.
Say if he had that a little earlier, that mid-fight could certainly have gone a lot differently.
It's really hard to gank low Druid though, because if you lasso the Druid, you can recall your bear, and then, or you can just like Savage Roar everyone else. You can still Savage Roar while you're lassoed is the point. So it's not the best game for Bat because Juggernaut's also in the game. It was really good in the laning phase as we saw, but now Universe has to deliver if EG want to secure Roach.
Bottom lane, EG setting up behind Arteezy as he looks to finish off this tier 1 tower. Ready for any sort of reaction that comes out from Liquid, but as the time stands, they are just looking for the trade. Pressure's there onto the top tier 1. Miracle looking for the final touch. He'll claim it. So a simple tier 1 for tier 1 trade at the moment. And Liquid, actually, by the looks of it, maybe ready to move in for more. They're eyeing up that tier 2 on the top lane, seeing if they can poke out a response from Evil Geniuses.
This is still beneficial for Liquid. They're getting the better Roche towers, and that's, I think, what this like 10 to 20 minute phase of the game revolves around.
In fact, they found Zai here. Pop down one sentry side, holds the bat with the overgrowth, but in fact, Miracle jumps straight out of it there with the Omni Slash and the Blade Fury to force Zai away from the tree line and get themselves the kill.
I'm surprised Crit didn't cast Fate's Edict on him. I think he maybe didn't have enough range, it looked like, at that fight. Arcane Rune on Queen of Pain. Pretty decent kill rune if they want to take a team fight, but they have no catch right now with Bat Rider still farting on neutral camps and the Treant already dead.
Certainly, as you said, could be an issue. The fact that 14 minutes in, even though Sumail had a good start in lane, he's only gotten himself involved in 1 kill. The action just hasn't been high, and as we could see, definitely favoring that of Liquid. Matuma Man now top of the net worth, and Liquid themselves looking to make a play up top. Arteezy, he's got backup coming. Crit is in the neighborhood. He's going to have to do something to help him out. He'll look to try and root mind control and hold him back. Arteezy pops the enrage, but Liquid, they're ready to fight this. Miracle surged up, Blade Furying as he chases down Crit. Has got the magic immunity there with the Fortune's End, so they won't get the kill immediately. Now Sumail looking to respond to this one, jumps forward, hasn't quite got the mana for the Sonic Wave. Now he has, as the regen rune ticks in, will jump forward again. Has he got the damage to bring these two down? Miracle still being backed up by Mind Control and Kuroki. Sumail, he's got to do something bit. Can he actually? He can't, unless he wants to jump in even deeper, but he's got to be scared of what Liquid could have in backup. And Sumail just doesn't find the chance.
Though.
Bottom lane as well, Liquid, they're finding the action. Universe will lasso the bear, but the root comes through, GH comes in with a crush, and Universe is brought down.
Most unfortunate timing, but EG's teamwork is non-existent right now. The Bat Rider still has not lassoed a hero, and they need more kills right now. They're losing complete control of the Dire Jungle. Maybe they can get the Skuro kill, though.
And they will. With the overpower and the enrage, nothing to hold back the swipes of the bear, so that's something. But still, this is, I mean, Liquid, the confidence there as well. I think we saw, even on that escape when Sumail was chasing down Miracle, he still pauses to drop an item to get the most out of his stick charges, maximum efficiency to make sure that Sumail doesn't have the burst.
The Io Shell on the Juggernaut also canceled his regeneration rune. He would have had enough mana to burst with the Veil, but...
Look at this up top again, Arteezy getting surrounded here by Liquid. The wall is down, he's troll trapped up. Miracle still has that Omni Slash available. The ult will come through onto Artur. The damage will still tick down. The question is if EG can have the heals to offset the damage that the side Liquid do, and they do. They'll keep Arteezy alive, and now the turnaround comes through. They'll bring down Miracle. Now they'll look for more. The root will be there to hold back Kuroki. The overpower, is he going to be there? Doesn't need it. The slow right clicks fly through as EG, they get the double for Arteezy. Sonic Wave flies through to Mind Control, and they'll find themselves the third. Evil Geniuses with the right response to Liquid as they get over aggressive there with the Omni Slash from Miracle, thinking that they can bring down Arteezy, but great control and play from Crit, making sure the Purifying Flame heals were to be enough to keep Artur alive and enable him to turn around with the team.
They have a really hard time killing people through the False Promise, though. You have to keep in mind they have Leech Seed and the Living Armor on top of the Purifying Flames. Yeah, there's just incredible amounts of heal coming out. Not to mention Lifesteal from Ursa. He threw a lot of Fury Swipe stacks onto the Juggernaut, so he also had that extra little bit of heal, which pushed him over the edge, and They also didn't get the wall when they were on Ursa, but that wouldn't have made a big difference at all because Ursa's illusions hardly do any damage whatsoever.
A very, very big fight here for Evil Geniuses, and we will be able to catch the replay here. Indeed, it looked like Artur in a whole world of trouble, but there we have it. As you said, everything, all the heals being sent his way, and that false promise ensuring that the damage that Liquid was done was entirely counteracted by that healing output that Evil Geniuses have.
Yeah, they thought they could take a fight with a mech. I think it was a pretty good call for them. They just want to create a little bit of space so that Lone Druid can farm. But after conceding one big fight, RTZ heads straight inside of the Roshan pit.
Let's see what Liquid can do about this. They look like they are aware of this. We'll see if Kuroki does indeed send in the creep to scout it out, and he has. So Liquid know what's up. The question is, can they contest it in time? Mind Control's heading over. He does have the wall back and available. RTZ for the time being, he's manning up. He's fully committing. He has got the back move of his team. In fact, Universe jumps in, but immediately there, the crush and Omni Slash in response. He's brought down. They do finish off the Roshan. RTZ does have the Aegis, but they've lost the bat. Liquid, can they get anything more? Miracle, surge forward with the Blade Fury, finds side, hold the bat with the overgrowth, but GH jumps across, he gets the crush. RTZ response comes in, but there's the 3-man vacuum wall. Zai in trouble. The Impetus fly through, forcing Zai back up the high ground, but they have the shrine. EG will be able to keep Zai alive for the time being. Middle lane, RTZ getting peeled away from the rest of his team. Sumail does have that arcane rune. He still has the Sonic Wave. They'll keep RTZ safe. Top, Zai being kept alive by the Fortune's End. Again, Crit making sure that the tree has the magic immunity to keep himself alive. And EG, they want to go back in. Sumail's got the blink up. RTZ as well with his blink dagger, ready to close the gap. But Matumba's there to make sure that they're held back. Savage Roar to put an end to that of EG's. And Evil Geniuses getting some serious momentum off that top tier fight, and now getting that Roshan and protecting the Aegis. RTZ still has.
Yes, and that was a very excellent vacuum wall combo from Darkseer. I think more importantly than anything, though, Queen of Pain and the rest of EG were able to play very well. Like, he keeps having these runes, too. These arcane runes just make it impossible to catch her without the blink dagger. And that was the blink reveal coming out on Slardar. That he was able to get that really quick crush on Universe. Universe has not had the impact that I thought he would on this in this mid game. His net worth is starting to fall off. He is the last of the cores.
I mean, I guess at the least Universe sort of did his job there in the sense of kind of jumping into Liquid and just keeping them outside of the pit for those last final moments for RTZ to claim the Aegis.
He did his job. They wanted a clean kill inside the pit. He was about to kill Roche, take the Aegis, and then kill whoever he lassoed, but that was not as clean cut as EG would have liked, and Oracle was way too far away to save them. And now they still need to keep the pressure on EG. They have recovered, I would say, from the early game after that one big team fight, and they have the Roche, but still, that's not enough with these mid-game heroes.
Yeah, they want a team fight, and they're going to be searching for it. Smoke around as they move in for the high ground. GH there, maybe there to dispel it. Sprinting past them all, jump forward. They found GH. They'll get the lasso off before the crush, and GH brought down. The mech not enough to save him. Again, Mind Control with the 3-man vacuum walls, but the Ursa turns straight towards Mind Control. The overpower Fury swipe stacking up, and Mind Control's gone. The Sonic Wave flies through, catches two, but the healing ward is out for Liquid, healing them back up, and now Matumba trying to force them back with the bear. Kuroki with the creep control holds RTZ in place. They're being careful how they move in on this one. They know that that bear's still got that Aegis. They're bringing him down, but the heals again from EG, from that overgrowth and such, and the living armor, holding them back and allowing RTZ to be kept alive.
Far superior positioning by EG, claiming the high ground and killing their main initiator before the fight starts. That was the debut of the Radiance coming out from the Lone Druid, but it was just not enough damage versus massive heal.
Crit in trouble though. Will be jumped upon, crushed as well. EG on the high ground, can they help Crit out? He'll false promise himself. RTZ turning towards Miracle. Miracle still has an Omni Slash. He'll be kept alive. He'll be able to get himself away. Now GH jumps in, finishes off the job onto RTZ and pops that Aegis on the side. Sumail will peel Kuroki off. See if Liquid see the chance to go back in for more. Matumba Man ready to start getting the push on now in this mid lane. He's amounted to a lot of high value here on this Ursa, on this Lone Druid. I'm talking about the Ursa. Just a quick pause. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag situation at the moment.
Lag.
Carlay. But this game, well, we made it past the 17-minute mark, Ben. Now 21 minutes in. EG
Kudos to EG.
with the lead with kills, but certainly could go either way. We're about to see how much of a push Liquid can get off, and this is in fact with a man down. As Matuma Man looking indeed very stacked. Samael is of course still at the top of the net worth. We're seeing how hard it is for KuroKy and such to play around in these fights with these high amounts of burst damage coming through from the Queen of Pain and from the Oracle, and even to an extent from Arteezy with that overpower fighting through the passive.
Oracle's doing a lot of, he's casting his spells very well.
Yeah.
Like his Fate's Edicts are at the perfect time. His False Promise almost always saves someone, and he almost bursts people down with the Purifying Flame. So, yeah, this fight, they kill GH immediately at the start, and they have the Observer Ward on the high ground, and the Lone Druid Bear, it's good at like stopping blinks, but that's irrelevant because Universe already used his ultimate, and is good at whittling people down, but Leech Seed and Purifying Flames is very good at healing up from this sort of bear damage that they have. But they can turn on the push, turn it up.
Well, they've got a good amount of push as well. With Matuma Man's bear chomping away at the tower. You have to certainly be wary though of that living armor. If they don't get that tower in one push, Zai certainly will be able to get it back up to full health. Looks like that will be the case here as Liquid back off. And Evil Genius is grouped up at the moment. We'll see what their next move is to be. And as quick as their group, looks like they'll split again, just making sure that they can keep up in terms of farm, make sure that Arteezy remains in a good place. We'll see what he does build into. Did have the Desolator queued up earlier.
These poor supports, they're going to be in for a rough time. Kuro has very low net worth, and he's countered by the Ursa and the Quap.
And Liquid, they've scanned this out. They know someone's here. And we'll jump forward straight away on GH. I think they'll be aware it was Zai now, as they don't find anyone else. The ping is coming through. Zai just keeping himself hidden in the tree line. Can they hunt him down? They're going to look for it. In fact, oh, is that a blind crush? That was a blind crush. They got him, but they got detection to put down for the kill.
You see the TP.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, finding him there hidden in the corner.
It's a lot of wasted time. So now the Fusel Blade comes out. This makes Oracle's life so much more difficult when he can't Fate's Edict himself. And also, the slow is really important too, but it's... Miracle's gotten to that point where he can deal with the Oracle, and I think they should have enough tools to kite the Ursa. It's still a game of whether or not Mind Control can get a big ultimate off, and if EG can counterplay it.
GH here trying to dive behind the tier 2, but Universe will be there with the counter. Pulling him back with the lasso. Arteezy moving on to GH will bring down the Slardar. Crit keeps himself alive with a false promise. Arteezy now turning towards Kuro. Zai and Universe getting him around on the sidelines. In fact, though, in the middle of it all, Samael jumped in. Takes a full slash from Miracle.
That Diffusal Blade was so fast coming out on that Yule Scepter. Oh my goodness.
Arteezy seeing if he can bring down the bear with the root. They've got a good chance and he'll get it. Plus 300 gold here for Ursa. But they've lost 2 so far in this attempt to push, but they're still sticking around. Miracle closing back in onto Arteezy Matumba, looking for a potential root. The vacuum back into KuroKy stun there with the Centaur. They've caught out Arteezy. Arteezy down. Zai and Universe still hanging around on the sideline, but they're not going to want to jump into that, as Liquid will clean up the tier 2.
That's a big cores down. Universe has been very fast on lassoing GH. I am very surprised at how quickly he's able to do that. And once they take down GH, it becomes so much harder for Liquid to fight. I'm surprised they stuck around, but with some excellent coordination, they were able to chain the vacuum into the Centaur Stun to actually have some sort of secondary initiation. That's what caught EG off guard. Also, the Diffusal Blade killing Sumail early on in the fight.
Dagger. Now, got Mind Control in the mid lane. Timber, see if you could get that cheeky first hit route.
Oh, and can you guess the only hero with no deaths in this game?
The only hero that I haven't seen die, I want to say... Oh, Ben, that's a hard question.
You don't have the scoreboard in front of you. No cheating,
I'm not cheating, I'm not cheating it. Is it Mind Control?
Nope.
No. Zai?
Nope.
No?
It's crit.
It's crit.
I don't know how crit has no deaths on Oracle.
I was going to say, to be fair, he has false promised himself a few times.
Yep, but he still hasn't died.
For sure, yeah, give him credit. Give the man credit.
He just has arcane boots and Urn, and he's still not dying to this lineup. It's pretty incredible. I don't know what the Russian ones mean, do you?
Apparently that one means it's a GG.
It's GG.
Yeah.
I know some of the Chinese ones.
What was that Chinese one?
Sunstrike.
Sunstrike. There we have it. International memes.
They just yell a lot. They're like, Sunstrike! Sunstrike!
That's kind of what I do then. You know?
You have more finesse than that. Don't shoot yourself down.
Top lane Liquid claim another tier 2. But EG not looking to form any sort of a defense outside of the map up there.
Add more creeps to the mix. Hell Bear on Bear on Bear.
All the bears.
So Roshan number 2 coming up very soon. Liquid played incredibly well from the 20-minute phase to the 26-minute phase. That was the time where I thought EG would be able to get a good grip on this game, committing with the Aegis, but maybe some sort of lag coming out that caused him to lose his first Aegis is going to be...
This could be huge though, look at this, they found Miracle with the lasso, have a look at the damage to bring down the Sonic Waves there, Miracle, be careful of no! Finally falls, great way for EG to start the fight and they're not done. RTZ blinks in, finds a second on the sideline, Purifying Flames bursts down a third.
Hello,
EG finding
Orchid.
4, what a fight for them there. As instantly, Universe ready to react to the fact that GH blinked in and crushed the creeps to look to farm them. And the fact that at the same time, Ben, Roshan's up. So not only an incredibly good team fight, a Roche, an Aegis, and a Cheese, 2 evil geniuses, and Liquid.
This is the trade-off for Crit playing very well in the early game. They're like, this Oracle is a very, very big problem. And because of that, Juggernaut has to commit to a Diffusal first. He could have lived if he had the Manta
If he had the Manta, yeah, absolutely.
But the Orchid came out perfectly onto Miracle, and he has a lot of HP. He has 1440 HP, but still ends up dying to this amount of burst.
Look at this. I think definitely GH will be kicking himself for not still having a Blink Crush available to react to Miracle being lassoed.
Yeah, he cannot show himself.
No.
They do have the Darkseer backing wall, but without the Slaughter Blink, it's underwhelming.
Where's the follow-up? Yeah. There's no sort of AoE control, unless there's a creep.
Yep. But that takes a lot of foresight. Trying to beat Oracle in the foresight game, it's not going to happen.
Especially when you're trying to do it against an Oracle
He sees
such as Chris.
everything.
Let's see what they can do here, Liquid. And we'll respond to this. They've got the deny. But EG really solidifying their grip here in game 2. Much.
Ooh, an
solid.
early gem. That's exciting. You don't see that very often anymore. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think
this is the right game to do it.
It's weird because they don't have any Invis heroes on their side, but they know that this is the time. This mid game is supposed to be EG's greatest strength. They didn't have a good early game, and they've been playing very well in the mid game to come back, but they still need a little bit more, and they need to shut down any sort of map control that they get from Liquid. They need to make sure that this Enchantress has nowhere to farm. You want her to just die to like 4 hits from the Ursa into the later game. He's going for a Desert, so that's definitely a possibility pretty soon. And it's at the same time, it's a little bit risky. If you lose a gem, this tree is gonna get destroyed. But at the same time, if you keep it, this tree can have a huge game because they won't be able to see him unless they buy tons and tons of dust. So Cheese up on Queen of Pain.
So Matt, he's got to be careful with this. His sentry has just been placed up on the cliff. So he really does not want to make a move up on it unless he has the backup necessarily. He does have Universe coming in with the grab onto Kuroki. GH with the response, gets the 2-man crush. Kuro gets bursted down. The Sonic Wave's there, now looking to jump forward for more. There'll be the surge to try and get GH back to safety, but Sumail holding him back with the Yule Scepter and following him through as well. There's going to be no stopping here from EG as they look for more. Is there anything that Liquid could do to hold them back? And it doesn't look like it. They've got to sack GH, leave him alone. Zai comes through with a punch, and EG again finding a second pickoff, with Liquid not able to respond.
They can't deal with this Queen of Pain now. Queen of Pain has recovered immaculately from the early game, now top of the net worth, even despite dying 3 times.
I mean, this is insane. The fact that Sumail is keeping up with a Midas Radiance Lone Druid and a Midas Radiance Matumba Man Lone Druid of all things.
Yeah, I don't know how he's able to keep up this amount of farm. The Roach Gold certainly helps a little bit, and playing around with the Cheese right now, he can have that extra layer of aggression that was not possible before. And he has the False Promise behind him and Living Armor, so all these tools are going to play into Sumail dialing up.
And he's nearly got the Shiva's Guard complete. This is going to be absolutely massive in these fights for again, just something else to keep him alive, even if he gets Blink crushed. And also to provide that slow to allow Arteezy to commit on targets and chase them down.
He's going for a Scepter now onto the Ursa. Scepter is good for multiple reasons. It increases your burst a lot because you can use your ult a lot more frequently. And secondly, it prevents you from it helps you not buy PKB, which you don't really want to do on Ursa. No,
definitely a game like this, it's got so many more benefits. I mean, what are you worried about being crushed? Now you've got the ability to get out of it. Silences, I mean, no one's really going to be building any silences this game on Liquid, and they don't have any with their spells itself. So yeah, Ags Ursa definitely the way for Artur to go.
You can also like take off the corrosive haze very early on in the fight. I think he could just commit it at the start of the fight though to burst someone down. I think that might be more important to get a kill in combination with the lasso and have it up. I think the cooldown reduction may be a bigger play here than being able to cast it through a stun.
Look at this, they found the bear. They want to bring it down. They've got the DD on Sumail. Is it going to be quiet enough? Doesn't look like it is. With the soul burn, not enough to bring it down. So Matumba will keep Alfredo alive.
Where the Shiva's at?
There it is. Well, in terms of committing it for that kill, maybe. Maybe he could have done it. That's for sure. Maybe he's still a little scared of how Liquid will react, because as it is, Liquid do have their full lineup on the high ground, so EG just a little worried about potentially being jumped upon, and they themselves are to smoke up, sweep the map, see if they can catch any of Liquid out of there. But Liquid playing very reserved now. It's clear that they are much more scared now of Evil Geniuses after the way the last few fights have gone. They do now have they've got the gem themselves out on Lone Druid.
That's a bit more reasonable because they are against the Treant Protector, but now they've awarded most of the ward, so that's why you see Liquid playing in this held back position behind their T2s. And now they have to worry about the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain's an additional layer of chaos that Liquid don't want to deal with. You blink in with Shivas, and you're very unlikely going to die. Like, he has Yules to save himself, he has a ton of armor, and he has a cheese to fall back on just in case. And that's a problem because normally you're waiting for the Batrider lasso.
That was gorgeous. There's Sumail. He blinks at the same time as GH. It looks like he may still get taken down. No, the false promise comes through. Sumail's going to be kept alive, and now with the overgrowth, EG, they're the ones ready to chase down. The wall will be dropped, but Arteezy straight into the front lines, looking to commit on the target, will be held back by the slow. Can't actually chase down Kuroki. He himself now in trouble as Mike John and Timmerman focus him back towards the middle. Miracle will be nuked down. Arteezy still alive for the time being. A crit coming in just in time with the save. Keeps the bear alive. Mike Control's trying to chase him down, but he doesn't have the damage. Arteezy survives. Liquid, they've lost 2. They've lost 3. Sumail going absolutely ham. But Timmerman tried for the TPI. He will make it. Will he tick out in base? It's going to be close now. He should be fine. Kuro's there as well. Using his extra heals were required, but what a fight for EG. And just that starting there, both Sumail and GH blinking past each other. Sumail staying alive, and again, you've got to give a shout out to Crit. This man, false promise onto Sumail, the Fortune's End and Surge onto Arteezy, making sure that Liquid can't finish him off with the magic damage. The control's been perfect from this Oracle in these team fights.
I like the synergy between the Enrage and the Purifying Flames too, because it's pretty much a free heal without you actually having to commit the Fate's Edict, so Ursa can still attack. But yeah, Crit, I would say definitely the MVP this game. His amount of saves with this little net worth is a sight to behold.
And he still hasn't died. 706.
Yeah.
And look how much money he's got. He can buy what he wants. He will go for the mech.
What a selfless
Picks it up
guy.
pretty much full up. 22-9, 34 minutes in. 11k gold lead now for Evil Geniuses. They'll clean up the shrines on the side. Sumail closing in on that Bloodthorn.
Now there's no one for them to jump. They need to do like a double jump. Like you jump in with a Slaughter, once you see the Oracle, then you vacuum wall so they can get a kill on him. But Oracle's just been very far behind in these fights, just hiding in the fog. And also the cores from EG have been aggressive to the point where Liquid cannot ignore them.
Oh, look at this, Liquid there. They're going to go for the smoke here and see if they can get the jump on. They find Crit. He's going to be forced away. Overgrowth there as well. Crit, he's going to be kept alive, and again, he gets off the false promise. Can they get him away? In fact, with the Yules there to hold back Miracle, it looks like Crit, he may just survive this one. He's healing up. He's going to be fine. False promise ends. He still survives, and it's Liquid that lost Kuroki. Sumail jumping forward with the Sonic Wave. Shiva's Guard finds Matumberman as he looks to try and hide in the tree line. Look for the TP out, but Sumail jumps forward, has the Yules. TP is cancelled. Matumberman is taken down. EG again, and you just can't kill this Oracle.
Wow, I did not foresee first phase Oracle being this useful in this game. the amount of saves is ungodly from Chris.
Whether it's saving himself, saving his teammates.
Nice forward step from, I believe, Universe to set that false promise up. He almost died before he was able to false promise. That Slardar stun duration nerf.
And here we have it, EG taking their second melee racks in the bottom lane. Range racks to fall as well for Liquid. And I mean, what do you do if you look, as you said, you've got to look to jump in onto 2, but as we're seeing there, even if you jump in onto crit, you don't win the team fight.
Well, they have to kill him.
I mean,
that's step 1. Kill him in the jump. If you don't kill him in the jump, you lose the fight.
Yeah, it really seems to be the case.
Because they committed vacuum for that. If you don't commit vacuum, it's not that big a deal. But that was, you still have to commend that play from Liquid though. Dropping the ward at the ancient spot to get vision of the high ground, fighting at the opponent's right is a very bold move.
And look at it, they'd love to do something to try and stop EG getting the 3rd Roshan of this game. But it's going to be so hard. Blink back from Samael, RTZ committing with the Enrage to the Roche. He is going to be able to find it, picks up the Aegis. GH will jump forward, looks for some sort of a steal, but he's not going to get it. Universe quick with the lasso, holds back the Slardar, and now it's Liquid trying to get on the retreat. But there's silence there onto Mike Joel, will be purged off by the Greaves. High ground, Miracle trying to get himself away with the Blade Fury. Samael though, he finishes off the second kill, gets Kuroki, and now he's closing in for more. Miracle on the high ground, trying to retreat, but RTZ's in there with the bash, and they find the 3rd. EG walking away with game 2. I mean, game 1 may have been a very quick victory for Liquid, but EG making sure that this one, 37 minutes, is a little slower and a lot more painful.
Time to spin those Russian chat wheel commands. It's over for Liquid here. They have a little bit of fight left, but this fight around the Roche that they committed, like the big item spike from the Orchid that led to the Miracle kill. Here they go.
They try it in. They'll get the 3-man vacuum wall into the Crow side, falling low, trying to get himself out, but again, Chris there with the save. They'll drop it down. The false promise, he's going to be kept alive. RTZ will be rooted. Does, of course, have that Aegis to rely on. On the side, though, they've lost Kuroki again. RTZ again still survives. The face edict fortune from Crit, keeping him alive. He heads back to the tier 4. Liquid, they're down 3. They don't have buyback.
No one died on EG?
I mean, this is insane.
What? I don't know how Oracle kept 2 people alive there.
And here we go. On to the base, and they'll tap out. They know it's over. And what a game for EG. It sort of feels so good for them coming back after a game 1.